Hey everybody, welcome to Sweet Talks, the
show
where
You get it?
The show where we talk about random stuff while we wait for our videos to render. Recently, the internet has been achieving its squad goals with the release of Suicide Squad.
Or at least that's what Warner Bros. Would like you to believe.
Whoa! Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
They're so intense.
Capital murder, capital letters. Yeah, she catching my vibe, but she can't fathom my cheddar. Need a couple gang members for these new endeavors. From this point on, anything we do together.
Despite smashing box office records for the month of August, Suicide Squad has been critically panned, receiving a rating of 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But you are getting a viewer score on there of 71%.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't say that I totally agree with either.
I think what Suicide Squad is, it's a movie with a delightful amount of good content, but Warner Bros. Just didn't happen to capitalize on the story or character development.
There's a lot to love. Here's what I love. I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yes.
I love Jared Leto as the Joker.
Yes.
I think that he's doing some interesting things. I mean, that could be a totally other video all on its own, but it's interesting. I like Will Smith's Deadshot.
Yes.
I like Amanda Waller. I
Yes.
like Killer Croc.
Yes.
Although there's not enough there.
Yes.
I like Captain Boomerang.
Yes.
Not enough.
Yes.
Yeah, geez.
There's so much good content to like, but
The plot is terrible. The plot
Ugh.
makes no sense. Like, I understand wanting to put Enchantress in there,
no.
but like, why are they sending a girl with a bat and a man who throws a boomerang to fight this woman?
This woman can destroy matter just by looking at it.
What?
Harley Quinn will do the job.
Yeah, sure. But this is a universe where Superman exists.
Yeah.
Why not send him after the crazy ancient...
Or even like Batman even.
Well, Batman would be more equipped to take Enchantress on, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So that was a big kind of like, I wouldn't say letdown, but it's something that DC didn't and Warner Bros. Didn't capitalize on, was kind of expanding these characters, because each of these flashbacks that we see for each of these characters could be a standalone movie.
Especially the Joker Harley Quinn stuff. Like, I mean, I want to see a movie where Harley Quinn is normal and she gets twisted by the Joker throughout the runtime of the movie, and then they break out and start their crime family or
It's kind of like a weird version of Bonnie and Clyde.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
That would be such a good movie.
make it happen, Warner Bros.
Warner Bros. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Deadshot, let's talk about him, because he's kind of your entrance point into this film.
Yeah.
The story kind of starts with him.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
That whole setup where he's talking to the mob boss, being like, I don't see that money deposited. Mob boss is giving him crap, and he's like, well, it doesn't happen unless I see that money there. And then he's like, and, just for wasting my time, double it or it's not going to happen. And
Do you bleed? You will.
And then, boom, takes the shot, bounces off that thing, takes him out. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Deadshot was a cool character.
So I think what we can determine here is that one of the biggest flaws with Suicide Squad is they're not really showing any character progression. They're not developing these characters so we can relate to them, like, or love them kind of thing.
Okay, I think that there is character development there.
Not enough though. I think.
Not enough,
Yeah.
and I think that the character development is more interesting than the actual plot that they're trying to drive home. I felt that it was very like, oh, this is kind of what Will Smith does, but back to the Enchantress thing. Oh, this is who Harley Quinn is, but wait a minute,
Yeah.
they're trying to save the world over here. And I didn't care about that part. I wanted to learn more about these characters.
Yeah. So from what I saw, and like I saw a review from Red Letter Media. I love you guys. But they were saying like the gist of it is the Joker sequence was one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Deadshot sequence was another thing. You each had these sequences building up to when they get to the city. So I think like with the way they kind of structured the story in what they presented to us, there's not like a linear or any progression in my opinion. It's just all over the place. Like it's like you're in the city, now we're back seeing Joker and Harley. back to the city again, or like you're saying, with the Enchantress thing.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite scene was near the end. They are kind of down in the dumps and they kind of give up and they go into a bar.
The bar scene. Yeah, it is one of my favorite scenes from the movie too.
And I liked that scene so much because I felt that was one of the few times where the characters are actually talking to each other and you get that character development.
And that dynamic between the characters as a team too.
They're actually talking instead of just reacting to the plot that's happening around them.
Yeah.
And like that whole, well, you know.
You will. They have that character dynamic where they're interacting with each other. And then I think they even did El Diablo's
backstory there.
Yeah.
And they have the conversation about, you know, we're trying to save the world, but we're the bad guys. And I wanted that to be the theme throughout the thing, and I don't think that it was explored enough.
They never seemed super bad.
I think that is totally Warner Bros. Being like, yeah, we want them to be bad, but, you know, we want you to like them, so let's get Harley Quinn to break a window and say we're the bad guys, or Deadshot to be like, you threatened me.
I will admit, like, the first time you see him go into the city and then, like, Captain Boomerang is like, hey, so you want to, like, you know...
Get out of here, sneak away.
Yeah, and then him and the dreadlock guy, like, trying to escape.
Slipknot, who was in it for maybe a total screen time of 35 seconds. Total throwaway waste of the character.
Oh my gosh. Like, and he didn't do it, he died.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
I just think that should have been the theme throughout the whole thing is like, you know, there's a bit of evil in everybody. And yeah, you get that with Amanda Waller, who's totally over the top evil. She did a great job, but totally over the top. And like the bad guys who are supposed to be evil aren't really doing anything that bad. I wanted more of a conversation of like, there's evil in everybody.
I think that would have been a lot more interesting too, because they just appeared to, like, there are a lot of superhero movie cliches in there for me, and they're bad guys. Nobody's done a movie where the bad guys save the day. I think there should have been a lot more like moral dilemma, like.
You know what? Okay, now that I've made this comparison to everybody that I talk about this movie to.
Yeah.
This could have been DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. All the Guardians of the Galaxy are rogues. They're not good guys, and they come together for a common good.
One thing I think Guardians did well was there's actual progression. Like there wasn't rushing in, because immediately they go into the city, and you're jumping from flashback to flashback to learn about the characters.
They tried to introduce too many characters, and they tried to make it about them saving the world. Like, can we talk about superhero movie cliches for a second and talk about the ending?
Yeah.
That it's solved with an explosion. Like we've seen so many times.
So what happens is Killer Croc throws a bomb towards this kind of pillar of light or portal
into the sky.
Yeah.
Which we've seen in 100 movies.
Yeah. And
Deadshot
Will Smith shoots it. Like, he takes that one shot that you can't miss, otherwise the world ends, which we've seen in a million different movies.
Yeah. It's all in slow motion.
Yeah.
Don't forget that part. It's all in slow motion.
All you needed was like Will Smith's daughter saying like, "Daddy," or something like that, and then like that would have been like, yeah, that's
okay. So
cut and dry.
Yeah. So cliche, total cliche. Okay, real talk though, the Flash in this movie, for like the split second that he's in it.
Oh my gosh, so good!
Hyped me up so much.
Even like the little moments with Batfleck. I like those little moments, but you know, there wasn't enough of them.
Yeah.
Overall, Suicide Squad had a lot of potential with the characters and the content, but they didn't really capitalize.
Yeah, and I think that's ultimately what was so disappointing about the film is that, like, I love all these characters. I just want them to do something more interesting and something that fits the story better. You know?
Wonder Woman.
We're looking at you. Justice League.
Save us! Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Sweet Talks on Suicide Squad.
Let us know what you thought about the movie in the comment section below.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you happen to want to see more content, we got some nice little links on the side.
The top one over there, that's going to be the Batman Arkham Asylum talent show, starring some of the Batman universe's best villains.
And if you want to get more Sweet Talks, or you love Overwatch Cinematics, we got an episode of Sweet Talks right there on Overwatch Cinematics, which I already said.
It's a good one.
real we blizzards in it.
Ooh. What flavor were they?
Chocolate and strawberry.
Which one did you have? Not mixed. Don't tell me mixed. Mixed.
Chocolate.
I should. He's pissed.
Pissed, man.
He's pissed you had chocolate.
Anyways, we'll catch you guys next time.
Boom!